Well guys, I thought I'd come and film in the car, the one that was annoying me this morning. So yes, as you saw in the first video, went out to do the 100 to 200 runs, and yeah, it was much slower than I was expecting. In fact, I was pretty disappointed with the times. I sent a log to Ken as I drove back in and stopped filming. I sent it to him in the Telegram group. He checked it, and he sent me a revision within about 5 minutes. And when I did a log on that revision, sent it back to Ken, and his response was, I think he got a boost leak. I was like, what? And he explained how he's working it out, but basically he could consistently hold 26 PSI. And the changes he made on the second revision basically just aligned with what he's seen when they've had a boost leak. I come back and thought, shit, we got to check stuff. Like, how's it got a boost leak? I've never had a boost leak before, apart from when I pop hoses. However, it didn't take me too long to find the problem, and it was actually, I think, I'm gonna do a little bit of speculation here. I think it's all been caused by this clamp. So this clamp right here, and you can see how it's twisted. I'll put up a picture of how it was sitting in the engine bay when I took the radiator fan out. So yeah, you can see it's twisted, and obviously as that's failed, basically, the intercooler pipe, or the J pipe that goes up to the charge pipe from this pipe, but started to slide out, and as that slid out, it's pushed the hose back and it chewed through. So I don't know how long it's had this boost leak. Like, I did a 5.7 100 to 200. It must have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. It was when we first got that revision I was driving on this morning from Ken, and the car just worked. It was 5.7. I wasn't trying to be quick. It was like 30 degrees out. The DA was 600 meters. I'm like, damn, this thing's going to rocket when we get the transmission dialed in. So I just sort of left it there. I've been driving the car. I must have done another 100 Ks. We've done 3/4 of a tank of fuel. So it's been used, but I didn't notice it was down on power, which is kind of funny. I had no idea the car was going to be 6.6. You probably worked it out in the video this morning. I was kind of disappointed. Anyway, swapped this hose. Luckily, I had one still from messing around with my car. Went back out, and this was the draggy time. Yeah, that was quick. That wasn't a prepped draggy run. That was just got out to the track and booted it from about 70 Ks an hour, let the gearbox do the auto shifting. I don't even know what mode it was in, and it busted out of 5.55. So that's exciting. Now, we're still on the revisions that Ken was using to diagnose the issue, and we were only hitting 27, 28 PSI when it did a 5.5. Unfortunately, Ken has a life or something, and he had to have dinner, so he hasn't done another revision yet, although he did say he would, and I said, no, we'll just hold off and we'll do it another day. It's also been raining all day today, but I'm going to get another revision from Ken. It's going to be 30 PSI. I'm going to go see what it does. Now, I mentioned it in the first video. The transmission is shifting instantly. However, we're pulling power. It's still running torque reduction, and it runs 30% torque reduction. I think that's right. So we can only run 70% of the available power during the shift. And you can see in the dragger lines, the acceleration curve is pretty straight. There's no deviation on the G-force on a shift like what you get with a 6AT. So it shifts, or it looks on a draggy like a 6AT in drag mode. But when you look at the MHD logs, we get throttle closures, and it's nearly half a second of torque reduction. So it's reducing the torque as the gear is disengaged, and then as the new gear is engaged. And we will be able to work on that. We will be able to shorten that right down. And there is even potential to run this gearbox with no torque reduction, and it might hold. But that's something I need to play with on the Lamech controller and basically just under the supervision of Lucas Lamech. He still hasn't seen any logs of this running hard. In fact, the only thing he's seen logs on is that second gear downshift, which he fixed, which I think I did do a video on. So yeah, I'm hoping to edge out, I don't know, a little bit more power in the tune, so solid 30 PSI. I don't know why we got that misfire this morning. All I can think of is potentially issues with the turbos being overworked because of the boost leak. And it's a fairly significant hole. Like, I don't know, if we hold it up to the light, maybe you can see that. It's probably 25 mil long where the belt's worn through. So that's a pretty serious leak, and I didn't really notice. The Flowmax turbos move some air. To move enough air for me to not really feel that boost leak is mind-blowing. And we were still hitting 26 PSI at redline, so they really do work. Yeah. I'm still quite impressed with the turbos. Transmission, I'm impressed with, but we've got a lot further to go with the transmission. Anyway, guys, now you know what it is. I had a boost leak. That's why it was slow. The car's a rocket ship. And seriously, when it's at that 5.5 second power level, which is about where it was when I must have logged it 3 weeks ago, it's scary quick. It is properly scary. My mind is still adjusting to how much faster this car is to the 17T car. Anyway, so we've done a 5.5, but I might wait until we've got a nice, cool morning and a good DA again, and we'll see if we can improve on that 5.5 without adjusting the transmission yet, because I feel like there's more in it. There is more in it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and a couple of you guys got it right, but now everybody knows. Thank you. We'll catch you on the next one.